I'm a software designer by trade, and the number one thing I tell people when they're getting into software design is to listen to your users. Back in 2018, I brought back the balance frames, and people love skating them. But over the years, people have been giving me feedback on ways that they could be improved for today's skating. And today, I'm proud to share the Balance 2. So these are the Balance 2 frames. They are a completely new mold based on the Balance design. On the surface, they look like a normal balance frame. They have the juice bumps on the side, they have the low profile ride, they have the nice tight groove. But if you look a little closer, there are some huge improvements. The first thing to note, we made the split wider, so it's now 105 millimeters from wheel 2 to 3. But we kept the groove nice and shallow, it's the same groove. This will make this frame better for skating flat, but it won't compromise how good it is for skating anti-rocker. We've streamlined the design to make it more modern, very similar to the prime frames. And we've added the core axles from the prime frames, so now you only need one Allen key to swap your wheels. I have them set up with flat 58 millimeter wheels, but we've raised the frame by 0.5 millimeters to allow for skating flat 60s. They'll be available in April in white and black, and today is my first session skating flat. So my 3 goals for today. Last week I was out here at Marsh with the Mesmers, and I love the way that they ride, but I wasn't really feeling the frames. So today I've skated the exact same setup. All that I've done is swap out the frames. My first goal, love skating at Marsh. I'm gonna go do my normal lines around the bowl, get warmed up and see what they feel like skating fast. My second goal. I struggled a little bit trying to get boot down on Royales last week. We designed the Balance 2 to be a little bit easier to get boot down on Royales, so I'm going to see if that works out. And my third goal. Assuming that I feel good and feeling up to it, I'm going to try that kind grind again. Maybe the frame will make a difference. Maybe it's a mental state. It is cold today, so I'm not sure that I'm going to get super loose and limber, but I got to have a goal. But first, it's time to warm up. Yeah, that felt pretty good. Feels pretty good. No issues with soles. I didn't get any wheel bite. I got a few little squeaks. That's me getting used to skating flat. I'm an anti-rocker skater for most of my time, so for me skating flat always takes a little adjustment. Just gotta push your front foot out a little bit more on sole tricks. Yeah, they felt good. Struggled a little bit on my alley-oop sole. I did last week too, so I might just chalk it up to this ledge or maybe me just not doing alley-oop soles in a while. There's nothing better than my alley-oop sole at the warehouse with that box. That's what I keep trying to replicate. This being uphill, going this way, requires a lot more speed. And even when I charge it, I just can't seem to get the whole ledge. So, no big deal. Alley-oop sole is one of the slower tricks for me. But yeah, definitely no problem with the 0 star. Slid nice and clean. And then, yeah, the other tricks felt good. I am getting some more heel pain. I don't know if this is a boot that's going to work for me. It feels like it's just too tight in the heel area, mostly on my right foot. I dug out a little bit of the plastic liner protector that goes underneath the liner inside the boot, just to see if that can make any difference, but it barely fits in there. So you know that, if a standard cut liner protector doesn't fit into a boot, there's something funky with the boot, right? And yeah, there's something funky with these boots. I feel like the heel is just too tight. It is pinching my heel, mostly my right side. That also might be contributing to my issues with the alley-oop sole. It's a very right foot heavy trick, and yeah, it's super distracting, and it gave me a little bit of pain last week, so I'm hoping that I can get through it this time. All right, let's try some Royales. I have high hopes. You know, I was able to get a Royale on the Fluid 5s last week, so I don't think it'll be a problem this time. Back Royale is going to be tricky. Back Royale is traditionally a difficult trick on flat to begin with, especially on ledges. But I feel like if I can get that front Royale, I think I'll be able to get the back Royale. These are feeling pretty good. I gotta be honest. Yeah, I'm getting wheel bite whenever I screw up and I don't think Royale. I think that's just an adjustment to skating flat. But when I'm able to focus and actually lock Royale, I mean, the angle feels good. It feels like I can just balance there, slide no problem. Yeah, I'm feeling this. All right, let's try backside. Man, back Royale is hard on ledges. I'm just trying to get that angle right. It's tricky. I was able to get a couple though. One I actually rolled away. A couple, I felt like I was on top of the ledge. More like a set slide. That's not what I want. I want to be leaning a little bit off the ledge. Trying to get that angle right. That's where it takes a little practice. But didn't have any issues with wheel bite. Again, I think if I were a better flat skater, this would be a million times easier. The angle is good. Doesn't feel like I'm getting too low to get on my boot. Yeah, I'm feeling this. All right, I'm gonna do Royale, back Unity, back Farve, back Royale. That Unity is going to be the death of me. I just cannot get the angle right. There's a big difference between getting so low that you're grinding on your sole plates, but so high that you're getting wheel bite. And I got to find that difference. I know I can do it, but I'm not super comfortable with Unities. I haven't done Unities in a while. And when I do Unities, it's mostly on a coping box, so it's a little bit easier. Back Farve felt good though. Back Farve felt really good. I feel like I was on my boot more than my frame, which is probably a fine compromise if you're trying to do back Farves on ledges. Royales felt great. Absolutely no issues with Royales. You know, get a couple in there so that I can dial it in. A little lower, a little higher, and then just right. I'm not gonna try back Royale. My hips are starting to hurt. And if Shakira told us anything, it's that your hips don't lie. So I'm gonna call it, but I've had a great session, and yeah, feeling good about these frames. Again, I'm an anti-rocker skater, so for me these frames are less about the flat setup and more about the refinements for anti-rocker skating, but I am gonna try skating them again flat. I do think that I could get it maybe with a different sole plate. This is a fairly narrow sole plate. If I were on some adapts or my carbons or with a USD 7 sole plate, I think that might be a different story. Maybe I'll try that setup next. Ultimately, you know, with these Mesmer, I'm still getting some heel pain. So whether these are great skates for you, it's hard for me to tell because they're not great skates for me. The soles slide fine, the Royales slide fine, the stock frames might be perfect for you once you get them broken in, but ultimately the liner that came with it wasn't great. These Intuitions are feeling good, but they pinch my feet. So maybe my foot just isn't designed for these skates. I'm fine with that. They might be great for you. Give them a shot though. I absolutely love the look, and I think that what they're doing is really good. I don't know when the next version comes out, but I will assume that they're going to fix the liner issues at least. And yeah, then it will be a much better skate for most people. Balance 2s will be available in April. We're going to do an official release next week with the 50/50 socials, but this is just a little sneak peek of me actually testing product in the wild. As you can see, I'm not a great flat skater, but I was able to get most of my tricks skating them flat. I think I'll stick with flat for a little bit and see if I can get more tricks, just switch to a different skate that I'm more used to that doesn't hurt my feet so much, see if that makes a difference. But if you're interested, definitely follow the Fitty Fitty frames on social, on the Instagram and Facebook. We will be posting a bunch of information this week about them, including pricing and availability, colors, and stuff like that. Thank you all for the support. Really appreciate it. It's because of your feedback and because we've been putting all of these frames out there and listening to what you like and what you don't like that we have the Balance 2. So again, thank you for supporting 50/50, supporting the team, and giving us great feedback so that we can constantly improve our products. I hope you get to skate this weekend and stay warm. It's a little cold out here. I will see you next week.